My friends, welcome back to Studio A, where this time I'm going to bring you a fairly large edition. This time on K6UDA Radio. Today I want to talk about the newest addition to Studio A here in southern Idaho. Don't know what it is. The biggest thing is what I'm doing with this monitor. So we're going to get busy in just a minute, but first I just want to finish a little business from last year. So during the holidays last year, I get a package from the ARRL, and I'm thinking, well, that's odd because I'm not a member and I'm probably not their favorite child at this moment. In it, this nice ARRL mug, but that wasn't what is so cool about the package. The best thing about this package was this note here from the new president, David, NA2AA. I'm just going to read this thing to you. Bob, thanks for all you do for our community with your videos and mentoring. I hope we could spend some time together in the new year discussing my vision for ARRL. Good luck with your move. Laura and I just sold our New Jersey QTH and moved to Connecticut. On behalf of all of your fans at ARRL, have a happy and healthy 2021. Very 73, David, NA2AA. Thank you very much. That, my friends, is a class act. And I know the ARRL sent this stuff out to a number of creators in the YouTube space and some other spaces there. But, you know, last year I had my axe to grind with the ARRL, which led me to not renewing my membership. For David to reach out like that and send a personalized note, wasn't a form letter, handwritten note, very, very class act. Dave, if you're watching the show, I look forward to sitting down and talking with you about your vision for ARRL. I would like to see a bigger effort in the advocacy department. I mean, really advocate for the members and for the hobby. I think a lot of the programs that you guys offer are very nice, very important, but the number one thing that I joined for was to have a voice with Congress and the FCC. Thank you. Hopefully, we'll have David here on the show one of these days talking about the ARRL and some of the changes that he sees or that he's going to do. Here's the deal, Studio A. This is my vision for a more stylish piece of the house that also serves as one of two of my ham shacks, Studio A and Studio B. Studio A is my main production facility. It's also the in-house shack. My vision for Studio A and the concept of this space is to keep it more on that normal side. Don't want to go completely radio bonkers and have shit everywhere. I want it to be fairly mundane, fairly stylish to keep the wife happy. And for you guys, this is my experiment in building out a ham shack that is affordable, that any one of you guys could do with not a whole lot of money. And I'm going to detail everything that I'm doing to the shack here, as far as the shack wise, as far as ham radio wise. I want to detail it all with you, how I build it, why I build it, what I choose, why I chose it. In case you haven't been following along with my journey here for the last few years, my setup here is almost exclusively Mac based, which means My software options are a little bit different from the average ham radio user out there. I am an avid user of a product called MacLogger DX. And I'm not going to go into all of MacLogger DX. I'm going to go into one function that MacLogger does that's going to become very important with monitor number 3 over here. So MacLogger is a full-featured logging software. It is obviously made for the Mac computers. Within MacLogger, it has a mapping. It has clusters, which are spots. And this is where the mapping comes in so cool. So within spots here, you could see where people are. And then on the map, you can get a graphical representation where everybody is. Well, what is so cool about this is I could come up here and I can detach my map. It brings my map over here. And as I'm looking at spots over here on the main screen, now I have the map, the detached map is now up on the big screen. Now what's so cool about this is the fact that, number one, it shows me all of the countries in there. It shows me my location on the map. It shows me where all these spots are also on the map, and the latest spot is in big and it's highlighted, and it shows me graphically where it is in relation to me. What it also shows that is not so apparent is a thing called gray line. And gray line is that little slice of the world where day turns to night. What if you don't own a Mac, or you can't afford MacLogger DX, you don't want to spend the $100 to have the moving map up there with all the spots and the gray line? I found something when I first put the monitor in. This, my friends, is called Earthdesk. Earthdesk comes in 3 or 4 different flavors. Very cool program. You can get it for Windows. You can obviously get it for the Mac. And you can get this thing natively for the Apple TV. So it is pretty Mac-concentric. Look, it's $25, so far from the $100 of MacLogger DX. Will get you this very cool program that runs under your preference pane, kind of as a screensaver, but an active desktop. So anyway, here is Earthdesk. Earthdesk is very cool. Updates kind of continuously. It shows a lot of stuff. I have Twin Falls, Idaho is obviously highlighted there on Earthdesk. The sun, the moon are there. But there's more. Now when you open the application, under your preference pane or your settings, you're going to activate it. It comes up in the Mac natively at the bottom. You've got a whole bunch of settings there that you can screw around with, different map styles, different earth styles, realistic wind, all kinds of cool stuff. If you want to highlight a certain city or a series of locations, super easy to do, and it'll put a nice little red dot on those cities, making it real easy to keep track of the things that are important to you. Under the appearance pane, there is a ton of ways you can configure this thing to look. You can make it look like a map. You can flatten it out. I like this Earth view from the moon or wherever. Now, if you want to change the color palette, it's just that easy. You can do this living Earth satellite. I like natural color. Now, as far as the position of the Earth, wherever you want to see it, there's a whole bunch of things you could center on, different map origins, different coordinates. You can have it move with the sunrise or the sunset. You can have it follow the International Space Station. There are a ton of configuration things that you can do. It just makes it a lot of fun. As you can see, instead of the nice K6UDA Alexa logo up on the screen here, I now have kind of a live shot of the Earth, kind of where we're at here. It's not quite gray line here in Central America, and you could see that right there on the map. That thing will show you gray line. It's a very cool thing. I can adjust the map. I can, make it a long map if I want. That's how I like it on here. I think it looks very cool. I've currently got earthquakes 5.0 and greater. I've got tropical storms are being logged on here and kind of where they are and where the space station is. Now maybe in future editions they'll add more satellites. If they were kind of satellite concentric, I would literally turn off the earthquakes and the storms and I would run satellites up there all the time. That would be way cool. Hint for you Earthdesk people. All right guys, that's it for the Earthdesk. And that's it for this time. All right guys, remember, subscribe if you haven't, like if you do. There's the email and an address if you got something to share with me. I'm Bob, K6UDA, and I'm out of here. 7-3.